What is going on? So today I have here the 8020.5 Shark Cub made from Demko knives. Now this is a fairly new knife model from Demko. It's not super new, but it's new to me. This is my first time getting my hands on one, and I gotta say I'm pretty impressed. Now I definitely have plenty of experience with the Shark lock here. I have an 8020.5, just the original version, which I did upgrade and put some OG aluminum coated scales on, which it is pretty badass. Might have to get that out for this video, but for now we're talking about this beauty, which has got a little bit different handle shape and it's just smaller overall, really. And the blade on here is 20 CV steel. We got the stonewash. Demko calls it the shark's foot blade, which really is a sheep's foot or a Warncliffe blade. Yeah, Demko wants to be cool and call it a shark's foot because it's their thing with their shark lock or whatever. I get it. It's kind of clever, but you can get these knives with a few different blade shapes. You can get one with a spear point blade or with the traditional clip point blade, which that is what my 8020.5 is. It's just a normal clip point blade, which, you know, I'll grab that right now. Why not? Alright, so here's my 8020.5 with the OG aluminum coated scales. The pattern on here is called like the nuts pattern, which I think is absolutely beautiful, like so sleek. I am definitely a fan of the blue. Might not be for everyone, but I super dig it. Now this is my first experience with the Demko folding knife and made me absolutely fall in love with the Shark lock. Like, it's such an innovative design, I think, and one of my favorite lock styles on, probably could be my favorite lock style on a folding knife. It's super fidgety. The 8020.5 originally, on this one, there's just so many different methods of deployment. You got the reverse flick, you got the original thumb stud flick. You can flick it with the nail of your thumb, and on the reverse flick you can flick it from the fuller. You can flick it from the thumb stud with your nail, or you can flick it from the thumb stud with the flesh of your finger. And then you can also open it. That usually works better. There we go. You can open it from the blade even like that if you really want to get super fancy, but super fidgety, super comfortable knife. I remember when I first got this, I fidgeted with it so much. I got like a little blister on my index finger, but I since got sanded just a tiny bit of the texturing off of the top of this, which I think was a good decision. It helped with the aggressive jimping on here, which holding this one, the jimping feels a lot more aggressive, and just flipping it a few times you can feel it like really biting into your skin. Not a huge deal, but, and I'm not the only person who has done that. I got the idea from someone online. So here's the initial difference between the 8020.5 and the 8020.5 Shark Cub. So yeah, you can tell the scales, so you can tell the handle on here is a little bit shorter, and same with the blade. And the fuller is also a little bit different shape. All the fullers on the Shark Cubs come with that shape, which I prefer just this type of fuller. On the traditional fuller shape, I like more, to be honest. And one thing that I noticed on the Cub doing the reverse flick, I've gotten more used to it. The first few times I tried it, it felt awkward, like, but felt a little more scrunched in my hand. But I think I've gotten used to it now. It feels totally comfortable. But I think the action on the Shark Cub is slightly less smooth than on this. But something you should note is I have opened and closed this hundreds upon hundreds of times, so the washers, or excuse me, just the whole pivot is probably nice and polished. All the components in there, whereas this is seems to be in very new condition. And this is not my knife, by the way. I am borrowing this from my friend Corey Frost. He runs a group on Facebook called Knives in Trees. It's a buy-sell trade group. He posts ads on a weekly basis with hundreds of great quality used knives. I highly recommend checking out the group, especially if you want to get a knife for not new, like if you want to get a used knife, like that's the place. So yeah. The blade on here, 20 CV steel, stonewashed, Warncliffe / Shark's Foot blade, handle, a black aluminum, which is very ergonomic. It feels very similar to the 80/20.5 handle, except for the 80/20.5 handle has this little swoop down here, which I would prefer, but I guess this is just made to be a more compact version. The clips are very similar. This is just a little bit different clip. Like you couldn't swap clips on here, obviously. And neither, this one that has a reversible clip. The Shark Cub is a reversible clip. The original 20.5 does not. You can get a lefty clip for these, however. Now let me know your overall opinion on the Demko AD20.5 Shark Cub, and is this something you would buy or prefer over something like the 80/20.5? Also hit the subscribe button so you don't miss my weekly content, and peace.